Hello and a very warm welcome back to Dovey Plants. Today, my colleague Claire is going to show you how to create this pretty epic heated propagation bench that we can use to germinate seedlings, but also if we have tender seedlings, for example tomatoes, and it's pretty cold, we could just stick them on top of this, put a fleece over and keep them protected and frost free if there is a late frost, say in April or May. So, hope you enjoy.
Hello, my name's Steve, and today I'm going to be showing you how to build a heated propagation bench. It's filled with sand and it's got a heater cable in it, and then the sand gets warm, and then the idea is that you can put trays of seeds on top to germinate and keep them nice and warm, and then it's got a thermostat to select your temperature. So the first thing you need to do is gather all your tools and materials. The list for the materials and the sizes are in the description below the video. So the first thing you want to do is lay your plyboard out on a trestle or on top of some upturned crates, and you want to cut your corner posts to size. Then cut your sideboards to size. And start by attaching the end ones. Then measure the centres and put your posts in centre and screw them in. And then attach the long lengths to the outside of the board, making sure that everything's nice and flush and square in the corners. And then what you want to do is cut your Celotex that you've got enough room around each post that the board will drop in. The middle ones are more tricky to line up, and sometimes we had to just trim a little bit off the length as well, just to get it to sit in. And then the Celotex on the bottom will help redirect the heat upwards through the seedlings instead of it going down through the bottom of the box into the ply. So we added this brace in the middle to strengthen the centre, which will just help the weight of the sand be supported from bowing on these boards. And the last thing you want to do before you put your liner in is flush up the boards to the very edge of the ply, and then put a screw up underneath into the post. That's obviously easier to do when you've still got it on the trestles and when it's on the floor. So this is where it gets a bit more complicated now. You want to get a damp-proof membrane. It's just a thick plastic. So you want to line the base of the box with the liner, and make sure you tuck it into all the corners nicely. We haven't done such a great job around this post, as you can see, but the other posts have been tucked in quite nicely. And then you want to put 2 to 3 inches of sand on the bottom, and you can check it by just pushing your finger into the sand until you hit the Celotex on the bottom. And then that will let you know then that you've got a nice even layer. And then after you've done that, you want to wind your heater cable back and forward over the whole bed, making sure that the cables don't cross or touch in any place, and that they're fairly evenly distributed through the whole bed. And then after you've laid the cables, you want to carefully add another 2 inches of sand over the top of the cables, and this will then help the heat disperse out evenly when it reaches the seed trays. So sand is a very good thermal battery, so it'll hold the heat longer than any other material would, and especially damp sand. You want to make sure the sand isn't too dry, otherwise the cable will be on more than is necessary. So once you've filled your box with sand and you've got it as level as you can get it, you want to just trim the sides of your damp-proof membrane back and staple them down. You want to come up over the edge so that no water goes down the back and rots the boards between the boards and the inside of the plastic as you're watering the seedlings. So the next thing you want to do then is plug the cable into your thermostat, and you also want to bury the thermostat cable somewhere in the bed, and ideally between two cables, so that you're furthest away from a cable as you can be, and that's going to then register as the coldest point. Then you can set your temperature here, and that will keep the bed at that temperature consistently. Currently we've got this all set up on an EcoFlow, but that's just a temporary power supply whilst we're waiting for a more permanent supply to be put in. So currently the box is set to 26 degrees Celsius. This is a good temperature to start a good range of seedlings off. You don't really want your seedlings to be on the sand too long. Once they've started germinating, you should pull them off, otherwise they'll keep stretching and get forced. It's also a very good idea to have the box in a sunny place, otherwise the seedlings will just get forced in the dark and the warmth. So a polytunnel is ideal, or anywhere else that's undercover and sheltered. So now you've seen how we've built our heated propagation bench. Like I said, any details will be in the description below the video. This probably will be very full very soon. I'd imagine the other one will be in action and full very soon as well to join it. And if you want to learn more about Dovey plants, there's a few more videos here.